And I really think they can do it, especially with the experience they have on this map now.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like both teams are getting ready to go into the pistol round. CMU on defense.
Looks like they're kind of just going for a standard split. It's nice to see that they're not leaving the chamber alone like they did on Pearl, and they're just probably going to work together if there's a mid push. Looks like Kent State kind of wants to go and feel out mid, which is really interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And I am really interesting to see how this pistol round plays out. We saw Central was pretty strong on their pistol rounds last time, but who knows going against a different school.
That is clearly demonstrated by Bimmel getting first blood, kind of making Kent State back up and kind of scramble a little because they're not sure where to go.
Yeah, and it seems like everybody's kind of taking it slow now, trying to get information on where the other team is.
A little bit of damage done. Not much happening though. Looks like Kent State's moving up through mid. Bannable ready to meet them.
And Bimmel able to get a kill here.
He's just a star on chamber right now.
Yeah, and we see now this is now a 4v2 fight here.
It's been happening so slowly. There's not those big like group fights that we saw last time. It looks like it is slowly evening out.
Yeah, Kent able to get some of those kills recovered.
Now CMU's kind of going up on the flank here. Kent State seems to kind of predict it.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, it might come out to whoever gets the angle first here for winning this. Central only having so much time before they have to defuse this fight.
I think the winner of this fight will definitely be who sticks together. And Kent State are kind of separated right now. Looks like they regroup here.
One enemy remaining.
Able to get those kills there, unfortunately. Kent State winning the pistol.
Yeah, as you saw there, the winning team really worked together and like kind of closed in and squashed CMU like a bug. But I think we had some really good fundamentals there. Like the beginning of the round was great, and I think we should take things more slowly, as that did kind of work out when we came back last time on this map.
And I think Kent State moving around a lot really confused CMU there. Kind of threw them off their game towards that mid-round. Yeah, going in, we have less good of an economy here. So it will be kind of harder to win this round.
Yes, going all in on rifles. Putting CMU in a really tough spot.
Yeah, and everybody is just flooding B.
CMU struggling to get to site, but it's on lockdown right now.
Yeah, and it seems like Central just pausing here, trying to figure out what their next moves are. And Kent really just fully holding B.
Looks like CMU's just trying to go for some exit kills or try and drag out Kent State, but Kent State isn't really moving. There's no reason for them to. The bomb's ticking, and CMU's still just waiting for those exits, as there's not much they can do to break into this defense with a player down and worse guns.
Yeah, and it seems like CMU just might be making the call to just stay back. It's a really interesting call here.
Unfortunately, gonna get caught by Kent State there.
Yeah, really interesting play from Central. I don't know if that was exactly the right call there, but I do think that Central really got pinched there and did not know exactly how to recover from that. So it put them in a weird spot.
Yeah, it looks like Kent State is going to go towards A site now. Looks like CMU is stacked towards that site, so it could be a little less unfortunate there.
Yeah, I really hope that Central will have good angles down, be able to help them not take the site as fast. As we've seen, Kent State really likes to run in some of these times, take the site fast. Which it does seem like they're doing now.
They're going to capitalize off of using that waylay so aggressively. She may have not got a kill there, but she got some information. Looks like Cloud's taking these angles very slow. Not able to hit those shots. Able to get away though, and BeefStroganoff cleaning that up.
Yeah.
Spike down A.
And it seems like a lot of trades here happening. Both teams losing members. Bringing it down to a 3-3.
Let's see, a little hesitant to plant
Spike
there.
planted.
CMU's gonna go in with 2 together, 1 separated, hopefully pinch them.
Yeah, and with the even numbers, it could be anybody's game here.
He does have 1 low, but that was just such an unfortunate timing.
Last player standing.
Hound is able to get 2, and they clean up the round.
Yes, beautiful shots there from both Bimmel and Hound. Yeah, able to find the right angles, find the right positions to throw off Kent there and get that win.
As you saw there, that was really disciplined, but they just weren't expecting that second person to there, and they kind of swiveled their heads, and then there's the other player.
Yeah, so it is really interesting now because that showed that when you're on more equal economies, that Central was able to get that win. So it's going to be interesting going into this next round to see if we can keep up that winning streak.
Looks like that one has kind of scared Kent into going back B.
Yeah, looks like they're playing a little bit more spread out now. Probably will be seeking more information before they run into the site.
We're probably going to see a much more slower round, but Hound is able to get one. But Waylay is just so oppressive.
Yeah, and Hound able to get another shot off, bringing it to a 5-3 already.
The best thing for Central to do right now is to not really peek, because at the end of the day, the Kent State has to come to them. They have to plant the bomb. So really, CMU here should probably get with another team member and hold an angle together, because Kent State is going to be waiting for that opening.
Yeah, and it seems like Kent State also is really taking it slow here, maybe waiting for one of the members of CMU to slip up here, try to make the numbers more even.
As long as they don't give that to them, this round is basically in CMU's hands. We're going to see some ult online soon as we keep progressing through the round.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to probably see, yeah, just that everybody's going to keep going slow here until they get more information on what to do. But they are running out of time with only 35 seconds left to play.
Looks like we're going to ultimately go for A, and because CMU has just so many players left, they're ready for whatever can happen, and this retake will be so unfavorable for Kent State.
Yeah, and it seems like Kent State trying to use whatever util they have to hold off CMU for as long as possible in hopes that they can have the spike go off before CMU is able to retake.
Very precise util going on right now.
1 enemy remaining.
Kent State getting hit by both the Omen Blind and the KO knife. And now there's just not much Kent State can do.
Yeah, with 1 player left, it's going to be really hard to defend the spike here.
CMU does have to get on the bomb, and he unfortunately clutches that round.
Wow, I have to say, the beautiful shots from Kent State there. I do not, that is very, Kent State had a really good call there to try to shoot through the wall.
It was a really good post plant. It was definitely planted in his favor, and I didn't really recognize that because I thought CMU would kind of go for like a more meat shield kind of thing, or this spray wouldn't be as effective. But we played as well as we could that round. It was just kind of something out of our control.
Yeah, definitely. And it seems like Kent State, yeah, they did have that predictor of planting the spike there, which was really smart on their part. But hopefully Central can learn from the future that they know those tricky spikes.
Unfortunately, Bimmel kind of getting a little too confident there, giving Kent State the opening to get right on to B.
Yeah, now only leaving it 3-5, so it's going to be harder to do a retake.
Slow down.
Able to get one with the classic, and that gives Cloud an upgrade.
1 enemy
Oh,
remaining.
and unfortunately getting picked off here, leaving only Bannable left against 4.
And they have such a strong post plant, especially with Harbor and Viper, that you have to wait so long for all of these smoke screens and walls to go down that by the time they do, there's just no time left.
Bannable just trying his best to get what he can, and unfortunately just not being able to do anything about so many of Kent surrounding him.
We're gonna have Waylay all on the board for Kent State, so that'll probably be their opening for the next site they hit.
Yeah, definitely. And unfortunately, the score is slowly going more and more in Kent's favor. CMU really needing to do something here to shake things up.
seems like CMU is still kind of going for the same setup. It has been working. There's just been like unfortunate scenarios that they've been put in that have kind of leaned it more towards Kent State's favor. Bimmel being a little bit more disciplined here, not going out.
Especially with that expensive gun here, he does need to be more careful with what calls he's making. It looks like they're going to be swinging more towards A this time, and CMU seems to be ready to take them.
Yeah, very good call from CMU to not rotate yet, even though one has fallen. I assume Bimmel is giving some good information there, and he's holding B main, so there's not much else they could go.
And it looks like they're gonna run in very fast here.
Bannable able to get 2.
Yes. Making the numbers even to a 3-3.
Now we're in a 1v3 just like that.
Yeah, unfortunately the tides can turn so fast here, and not being able to hit their shots has made this unfortunately happen.
Bimmel's probably gonna go for the gun save here.
Unfortunately, I agree. There's only so much you can do. But that will leave CMU at a 1-5, which can be kind of hard to recover, so...
Bannable made a really good play there, because you could really tell they weren't expecting that, and they ran in right after the fade out, which is such a good moment of vulnerability, but unfortunately, if he maybe just had one more teammate to back him up there, they could have saved this round.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think so much is happening so fast, and CMU has just not quite been able to make the right calls in all of it sometimes. And just like that, it looks like we are going into the next round.
Looks like Ken's gonna go back and try that A side again. CMU's kind of just going for their usual setup. They're kind of stacked towards A. Nothing crazy going on. We do have better equipment for this round, so it'll be a more even matchup. And yeah.
Yeah, and we have seen from the one round that CMU won that when we have had more even matchups, that we have been able to successfully win.
Really good shot from Bimmel there, shutting down the Yor wall. Unfortunately, kind of pushed off his position because of it. Able to still get some value at the end.
Right there.
It looks like Kent already able to plant here. And it looks like there is just a lot of util being used for VGLBobcat.
I don't know if trying to use that all, but he can't really capitalize off of it. Neither can the rest of Central.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like this is maybe becoming a numbers game again.
Good wall bang there by Cloud. There's one member low, but there's just not enough time. And he gets that snipe right next to the smoke.
Yeah, really unfortunate there. Yeah, it seems like we have been doing things really well. We've been making really good calls, but it does seem like Kent has really been hitting their shots here.
I've noticed, like, going against Kent State these past few rounds, it's just like that tiny little mistake or call that Central makes that kind of makes the whole round fall apart. It's like not being together, or pushing too slow, or pushing too fast, and it's like, but I'm glad they did call a timeout because it is it is best to stop this right now while you can and nip it at the bud. But I have seen like improvements from Bimmel because we saw a lot of overextending on Tuesday's game, but as soon as he has any sense of danger or worry he can't hold the angle, he immediately backs off with that teleport.
Yeah, which is really good to see. We are seeing that, yeah, they have changed some of their tactics from the last game, but it is always hard to adjust to a new team. So, yeah, I am glad that they called the timeout. They probably have their coach Spad talking in their ear, trying to help them give an outside perspective on this.
Exactly. It's a lot more easier said than done when it comes to like improving like Valorant techniques. Like there's a lot of hindsight behind it. I understand why it's really hard to see like what's right in front of you. Especially with all of these stakes and the stress and the people around you. But it really just comes down to who can handle that better.
Yeah, and another interesting thing to think about is we had our last round on Tuesday. They've only had one day in between to think about these improvements. So they might just have not had enough time to fully practice some of the new changes that they've wanted.
We're gonna see really fast. We're gonna see more of that movement used by Cloud, which is what we want to see, but mostly with Hit is kind of used now, so we'll see how Cloud deals with that.
Yeah, definitely interesting play from him. It looks like, yeah, everybody's really spread out here. Just trying to see who can get first blood.
Yeah, Kid's kind of just moving around the map, not quite rotating, but not quite committing to anywhere either. Central's having really good discipline here, not moving too much, not rotating.
Yeah, it seems like I was waiting to get some more information before pushing. Now that they have that, they're going full blown in.
Now Kent State has that opening to plant. Just unfortunate matchups with some of these runs and exact positioning of the CMU players.
Yeah, unfortunately Cloud not able to hit those shots there. Leaving
really
Bimmel.
good shot by Bimmel there.
Oof. Beautiful shot.
Fortunately, what will he do against the shotgun?
Oh,
not much. Oh, he does get one. He is
21
low.
HP. It has become a 1v1.
Getting real good info, getting real good value off of such a lost round. Even though there's no time and it's unlikely he'll be able to find Swaggy in this post plant. He killed so many members and now they're out without gun.
Yeah. Yeah, very cool to see because, yeah, that definitely can hurt the economy of Kent here. And it does kind of give me hope for the next round if they are able to have a strong member like that who is able to hit all those shots very beautifully.
Sometimes you just have to find like your player who's really good at aiming and set them up for stuff like that. So moving forward, it would be really great if Kimmel had like a duo with him at all times to kind of back him up or get him out of sticky situations, because he had so much potential there if there was just one more person dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know that we've been talking about hypothetical meat shields, but it is sometimes nice to have a player with you that you get the other team to aim at, so you can have the opportunity to come in and hit those shots.
Fortunately, Hound kind of shut down in his own waylay all, but they're going at this really aggressively, and now there's not much Kent State can do.
Yeah, leaving it at 4v2 here. Absolute bloodbath that Central was able to perform. And it's gonna leave Kent scrambling here to try to see if they can get anything.
Central just has to give them nothing here. No peeking, just sitting in a corner, because it's like, what are they gonna do?
Exactly, and it seems like they are just waiting for Kent to pop their head in.
Really trying to take these angles slow, but time is against them.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, really good util from Kent. Just trying to do what they can, but it will not, most likely will not be enough since there's only one of them.
We're slowly making a comeback. We're adjusting to those things. Like I said, we need to show more confidence on this map. Like, we chose it on Tuesday's game, and we need to act like we own it. And using the Waylay ult was such a good use there, because it was kind of a sample of what you can do with that character, and Central really needs to capitalize off of her kit more.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It does show that CMU does have the power to take over Kent and cause them to scramble here. So I do just hope that we can keep seeing that.
Gotta make them a little nervous. Bimmel's just gonna hold this angle like he normally does, having a lot of patience.
And just like that, we are already able to pick 2 of their players off.
Bring them down.
And CMU's gonna go into this with the numbers advantage, trying their best.
BeefStroganoff able to get that another pick there.
Last player standing.
And it's just looking dim for Kent right now. Their last player, he's low. He has no information. It's all in CMU's hands.
Yeah, and it seems like they definitely know where he is, so it's all coming down to a gunfight.
Yep, they were just util dumping on him.
Yeah.
Hundreds of credits wasted.
Yeah, but looks like Central was able to clean it up easy.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to util dump for the morale.
Yeah, and it is nice to see us winning a couple rounds here, getting our confidence back up, getting to see what strategies have been working against Kent. and knowing how to use them, which is really good to see.
I think we are kind of seeing Kent State try and do the same thing over and over when Central has kind of got it figured out by now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it is going to be really interesting to see if Central can keep it up, or if Kent will adapt and change up their strategy here now that they can overpower CMU.
I think we're able to avoid that Waylay all. And not really getting any value from it. Pushing very quickly onto A.
Welcome to my world.
We're gonna see the Viper ult. And multiple players of Kent have shotguns, but they're not really playing in the ult that Viper gave them.
Yeah, it is really interesting to see how Kent is using this util. Really not to the best of its abilities here, which is really interesting.
Yeah, using that shotgun
One
in
enemy
Viper's
remaining.
pit would have been so beneficial to them, but they just hesitated for some reason.
Mm-hmm. And now CMU coupled up, able to finish off that final player. The teamwork here was really impressive to see from Central, being able to make good calls to get those picks.
Yeah, and we're seeing like a lot more of Kent's like mistakes and kind of the mask beginning to crack because they're doing the same things over.
Last
They
round
invested
before the
2
switch.
ults in that round and they didn't win.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting to see Kent
I can buy
waste
for you.
those ults in a sense. Yeah, definitely did not use them to their full potential, which could be good to know for the future. Not be super worried about those ults if Kent doesn't seem to know how to use them.
That definitely tips this round in our favor, and we could go into the next half 5-7, which is not bad at all.
Mhm.
We've been winning consecutive rounds and totally learning from our mistakes, and I'm pretty sure we have some ults on the board, so we'll be ready for anything.
Yeah, definitely.
Looks like Bimmel's kind of in a corner here, just getting slammed with util. They investing in ult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it seems like he is gonna just try to hold his position here, see if he can get a pick.
Stroganoff shutting him down though, and that's sending the Kent State players running to A in hopes that there's less players there.
Which is overall a good call from them, but I wonder if CMU will be able to do a successful retake on A. Especially since so much util can't waste
They
it on
don't
the
expect
other side.
Bannable here,
Yeah.
Enemy remaining.
and he's able to shut down the plant.
Just a full-out panic from Kent there. Seeing their Viper just looking so confused while trying to fight.
These corners on this map are very tricky, and
Mhm.
they were kind of in a rush because the time's ticking, so they don't have time to look in every single corner. And I'm glad Central's finally using this map to the best of its ability.
Yeah, we definitely saw, we saw last time, when they played this map on Tuesday, that a lot of these off angles were getting them. But now we're seeing them use it on Kent and being able to do the same strategy that got them last time.
Exactly, and so many of the walls on this map you can wall bang, and you see Stroganoff capitalizing off of that because he's using the Odin, or they're using the Guardian with Fade utility, and they're getting so many kills without even having to look at the Kent State players. And now we're switching sides, and CMU has 5 rounds in against 7, and that's a lot better than what it was like a few minutes ago.
Yeah. Definitely, and I am really interested to see if CMU will be able to win this pistol round since we did not win the last one, unfortunately.
Kent State's defenses are going to be extremely hard to crack with the double smoke they've set up, but hopefully we just have a lot of patience because we can also wait those out, and then there's only so much they can do beyond that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it is interesting going into the different sides because we'll get to see how Kent is going to play defensively on this map that we haven't seen before.
Spike down mid.
Fortunately, Central getting picked one by one here, but able to recover a little bit.
Yeah, we were able to see one trade, but it seems like they kind of left the spike with Kent, so they're kind of forced
Last
to
player
push into
standing.
here. Unfortunate encounter there. Did get the headshot on Raincoat, but nothing coming out of it. And now they're just kind of holding Spike hostage.
Yeah, which I don't blame Kent for doing. Really good strategy here, but it leaves us not being able to really do anything this round, which will be a little bit sad since we'll have a worse economy this round if we do lose.
Animal trying to sort of take his time, but there's just too many people.
Yeah. Able to at least get one pick there before he goes down. But yeah, this does leave Central stuck in a little bit of a interesting predicament here. And it could cause Kent to win quite a few more games here if it doesn't get shut down.
That's a good spot.
Yeah, looks like everybody's just getting ready. Looks like everybody's pretty spread out as well here, going into this round.
I'm
Don't
setting
mix
up
it too much.
more here for alert. Like Central's gonna try going through mid again, but they're immediately shut down. Even when using the super hard to track waylay utility,
Yeah.
just nothing really coming out of it. And I really want to know their like thinking, because it's not very standard to go through mid, especially on the first few rounds of almost any map. It's kind of like unexpected, but Kent is handling it really well.
Yeah, I wonder if they were trying to go for that unexpected play to throw off Kent, but it seems like it hasn't thrown off Kent at all. So Central might have to change up their strategy here.
We're probably gonna see like a full site push from Central at this point, because mid isn't really working out for us. And we're gonna have ult on the board soon, and we have so much utility that could easily shut down this double smoke team up. Like, we have the KO disable, so we should be able to get into sight really fast as long as we save our utility for the right moment.
Yeah, definitely. And it seems like we're gonna kind of go for a split here. Looks like we're just gonna try to stick playing more together, which is probably a good idea. We're able to get first blood here.
I say, not really wanting to mess with Central there. Ooh. Really good timing and teamwork from Central with the flash.
Yeah, able to get the Viper really easily there, which is nice to see.
We're gonna see Bannable kind of try and creep up, but does he know that Kent State has a shotgun? He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. He's able to get it. And just like that, we see Central be able to get another win. 6-9. The score is still close enough. You still have enough time before match point that this is anybody's game still.
Yeah, it looks like Central's probably gonna go for Meat Site now. But it looks like we're splitting up a little bit. Probably trying to get info on which state players are where, but it's gonna be really hard to push through all of this Viper utility that she can really stall until the rest of the team gets there, and then that puts CMU in a hard place to decide whether they want to keep going or not.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how CMU is handling all this util.
Cloud really good at getting these first bloods the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, that numbers advantage, even if it is one player, is so helpful for CMU.
And Kent State's kind of not really hitting their shots anymore. You're not seeing them win you're not seeing them win a lot of the gunfights that they won in the first half.
Yeah, I do wonder if Kent is slowly losing their confidence here, just based off of that alone.
Central's being very quiet and slow.
It looks like they're just inching their way up towards B side. Try not to make too much noise here.
Bring them down.
Their location's going to be revealed by all this util coming in, and Kent State's going to try and be ready for it, but they're shut down.
Yeah, with all that util, CMU is able to jump around enough.
One enemy remaining.
Unfortunately, getting a double kill
Spike
there.
down.
Yeah,
B.
Lion able to pick off multiple of our members, leaving it to a 1v3.
A little too close together there from Central.
Yeah, do love to see the teamwork, but yeah, I wish they weren't so stacked up there. Good. Unfortunate to see. That was a very close round.
Yeah, it's coming down to these unfortunate circumstances, because you really want to group together with your teammate, but how much is too much?
Yeah, and every call, you have to be just the right amount, or else something can go wrong. And we've seen it happen with both teams, where you make the wrong call and you end up just getting you end up having the repercussions of that. I cannot say that word. Yeah, unfortunately, we do need to start shutting down Kent here. They are getting close to match point, so we need to start getting these wins.
Despite being Kent's map pick, I haven't seen anything like unique about the way they've been playing. There's not like a lot of confidence-backed gameplay or anything interesting. It's kind of like they're playing it like any other map, which kind of makes me wonder why they chose Road. Was it to kind of throw CMU
Gonna fall
off
back
because it's a
here.
new map, or do they really feel confident about it? Because there's no like maps specific gameplay that we're really seeing. We're seeing it more from Central, if anything.
Them down.
Yeah, and it just seems to be an explosion of util here.
Lots of trades going on.
Yeah, all of a sudden down to a 3v3.
Spike down A.
And it looks like it is just a mess of util. Both teams struggling to handle it, but Central taking the brunt of it, leaving
30
only
seconds
Bimmel with Cloud left.
Teleport's ready.
Yeah, a lot happened there, so let's try and unpack it. So Central used the KO ult to try and get to site, but Kent, again, somehow was just ready for that kind of attack, and now Bimmel's just kind of left, staring at the timer going down.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seems like CMU does not have the time to do anything. If the spike is being too closely guarded, there's nothing they can really do here.
Exactly, as soon as that spike gets out of your hands, there's only so much you can do besides just win every fight you can. But it's kind of such a downside to see CMU use such a really good ult against pretty much all of the team has a weakness to on Kent State's end. Just not go to fruition, just not get anything out of it. So we are going to see that second timeout called because that was a really devastating round.
Yeah, definitely. And I do think this is a good time to call a timeout. We see that Kent only has 2 games until match point. So there's a lot of pressure on CMU to catch up here. So I do think it's a good call to regroup, see what they can figure out to do a little bit better here, because unfortunately, we just have been getting pinched a little bit. We've been losing the gunfights here in these last couple of rounds, so it's a little bit of a struggle.
Yeah, and we did see that Stroganoff has his ult, and that could be a really good piece of utility that could get them onto site. But we need to see them use it very smart, and we need to see them. We've seen discipline from them, but we need to see more because there's still rounds where we have numbers advantage and somehow we lose it. And we really need to pay attention to who's where because it could be possible that Central players just don't realize that someone left their side or they're not with someone and they try and go for the play and they just get shut down. Like, a lot of gameplay could have been saved by a person being there.
Yeah,
You want to
definitely.
play? Let's
And it
play.
is going to be hard for Central to kind of notice some of these things while actively playing, unfortunately. But that is why hopefully their coach is pointing out some of these.
Exactly, and we're seeing really good reaction times from CMU there, especially at the beginning with the Fade utility and Cloud immediately acting on it and giving them that entry that they so desperately need.
Yeah, and we're seeing some really good use of util and positioning here.
We just have to hope that Central does not push more than they have to. Honestly, they shouldn't push at all. They have numbers advantage. They should just be holding everything that they can.
And it seems like they're doing their grouping really well right now.
We're seeing too many Central players overextending. We got to stay together, but not too close.
Yeah, not too close. Unfortunately, missing some of the shots here.
One enemy remaining.
And it's just shut down just like that because the way that we approach these fights. Like, Bimmel went down alone. We had another player who went down alone. And
Send
Ken's
5
gonna
more.
go into match point with an ace. Kind of beating down CMU's morale.
Yeah, really unfortunate to see. Yeah, it seemed like the way they were grouping up, they almost trapped themselves there. Not really leaving that room for angles, which made them just kind of stuck having to swing out there. And the risk of swinging out together and just both dying was a little bit too great, but ended up punishing them for swinging out alone. So
Yeah. They should recognize that they don't have to peek Kent State there at all. Kent State has to peek them. And I feel like that is such an important thing that they should keep reminding themselves of.
yeah, it seems like the real thing to me is I'm noticing CMU getting a little bit impatient here. Which is unfortunate. It happens to a lot of teams. but it does seem to be just causing the slightest issues in some areas that could overall be helping them if they slowed down a bit.
Looks like we are having the upper hand here, kind of getting, that looming match point over us, kind of pressuring us to perform better and make better decisions, I hope.
Yeah, and having it be a 5v3, we do definitely have the advantage here to at least win this round. Melee able to get out of this.
Cleaning it up. We're gonna see hopefully a pretty clean post plant from
One
CMU.
enemy remaining.
There's not much they have to do now.
Yeah, only one player left here for Kent. So luckily we will. It does seem like we should hopefully be able to win this round.
And thankfully CMU all tucking into corners here. There's nothing he can force CMU to do, so they really shouldn't have to do anything they don't want to.
Yeah, I am going to be a bit disappointed if I see Central overextending themselves again, because they don't have to go after this.
They really don't. It's like a bloodthirst almost.
Yeah. And it seems like they did go after it. It was successful this time, but I don't think they should be doing that every time.
Yeah, we did see Cloud kind of go for that and fall, but Bimmel does have better technical skill, so I guess if anyone was to overextend, it should probably be him.
Yeah, I agree with that, but yeah, I definitely am noticing this bloodthirst from CMU, wanting to always make sure that they take down Kent fully. But yeah, the match point still looming over CMU's head. Any round could be the end of this map, so they're gonna have to keep fighting.
But Kent did waste the waylay off there, and their whole push is kind of just shut down, and that gives CMU the signal to go straight into B. They heard so many players there.
Yeah, it is really interesting to see it Kent wasting all after all. They seem to really struggle sometimes with using it efficiently.
And they're doing a really good execution here, just shutting down everyone. And Kent doesn't even have a second to breathe when they enter.
Central using that bloodlust they have and taking out everybody. Definitely a quick bloodbath there that CMU was so efficiently able to pull off.
Really good entry, especially by KO. He was not scared of the Viper utility. He wasn't waiting for the smoke to go out. Viper didn't expect that, and like we saw, most of the Kent State players were on the other side of the map. It gives them such a good opportunity, and they weren't scared to take it, and we need to see more of that.
Yeah, that confidence that we saw in that round from CMU, that needs to keep holding on since, again, every round, if they lose it, it's over. We are making a comeback.
And we're just seeing CMU put more kills on the board. We do have another KO ult to our disposal, but at this point, I'm not sure if we really need it.
Yeah, it will be really interesting here, since it is a 3v3 now. If CMU is able to successfully use their util here to get on site.
It is even, but both sides don't really have that much information, and Kent State is gonna try and be real sneaky here, and I don't think Central is expecting it at all.
Yeah, I am a little bit scared here for Central.
They're gonna try their best to just kind of back off and use what they can, but that goes the last round Kent State needed.
Yeah.
But CMU put a lot better of a fight on this map. We did see so many improvements on Corrode, and I feel like we're finally getting the hang of how to play it. And there was just a lot of unfortunate encounters that I feel like had been removed, CMU probably would have won or done a lot better and got more rounds in.
Yeah, it does really show here that if Central is able to clean up a little bit more, able to find these little bit more of these tricks on this map, they could be very successful here and come out winning the next time we see this map.
Let's see if they notice that in game 2. We'll see you in
after
5
the break.
minutes.
Yeah.
remaining. One enemy remaining. Did I get inside?
I'm a good shot.
One enemy.
I am sorry.
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
Do better.
Hello, welcome back. Thank you for still tuning in to see this Valorant match. We are on to the second map, Haven.
Yep, and we hopefully see a little bit more comfort from CMU going into this map because we have a lot of things figured out about Kent State at this point. So we can kind of like predict their comps, predict how they're gonna play. We are seeing a lot of new agents from Central here. We're kind of seeing a Neon and an ISO, so we're gonna go for that double duelist. That can really give them the entry. We're gonna see like a lot more characters that we're familiar with, I would say.
Yeah, it will really be interesting to see because again we're just starting out this season here, so we get to see. It is nice to see some new agents showing up.
Surprisingly, we are gonna see Bannable on the duelist role, which I don't know if we've ever really seen. Because usually his role is a lot more laid back, like staying in the back, playing that sentinel, playing that smoke.
Mhm.
So seeing him on duelist is gonna be very interesting. And we're gonna see Cloud again on that duelist that he's so comfortable with. Like
Mhm.
kind of the abilities and the technique with playing Waylay transfers over to Neon and Jet. So
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna see much of a problem there.
Yeah, I agree. We have seen Cloud do some really good things on Waylay, so I am really excited to see this.
Looks like Central is going to be attacking, which is what they chose. So hopefully we see a lot of confidence from them because this is their pick. This should be their element.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna go into this pistol round. We have not won a pistol round yet, so I'd love to see a win here. Especially since this can determine this round and next round.
Lots of familiar agents coming from Kent, but we are going for like a very standard Haven setup that you kind of see in pro play. KJ's kind of got the rest of the site handled and they'll rotate as needed. Thankfully, Bannable getting that first blood, we're kind of seeing how much potential he has on this duelist character. No problem at all, kind of transitioning from one role to the next.
Yeah, definitely. And we're seeing them just quickly moving into A site here. Oh, and wow, unfortunately getting picked off quite a bit.
One enemy
Not
remaining.
able to see those fights or what went wrong, but in just a few seconds, Central was completely shot off after getting 2 really good kills there.
Yeah, definitely very interested in what happened there. But we are going into the next round. Kent will have the economic advantage here. So CMU is going to have to really fight for this.
Placing swarm grenade.
Looks like Kent is very spread out here for defense.
Placing sentry.
I want to go for that same defense they did last round. Nothing wrong with it, might as well continue, but Central's a lot more scattered on where they want to go because that was such a devastating shutdown.
Yeah, I definitely think they're gonna try to play differently,
Spike down.
keep them on them toes, but seems like both are just quickly rushing into each other.
Able to recover there.
Placing
Cloud
swarm
is very low, Cloud goes down.
One enemy
Kent's trying their best to defend. It's just Hound left.
Player
Yeah,
standing.
a 1v1 here, both about to confront each other.
Unfortunately, just with that gun advantage,
Yeah.
only has to hit him once.
Yeah, and it seemed like Hound there was unfortunately not even ready for it, so very close round though, even with the gun differentials. It was really good to see CMU fighting for that.
Yeah, we're gonna see the perspective from Kent State of hopefully CMU like exploding onto site. Like we have Neon, we have Sova, like they should be working in unison to really take down Kent State, but we're not seeing that. We need to see it. We really need to see more of it.
Yeah, and it's very interesting now that we finally have a good economy back. How we will be able to use these new guns and the util we have with it.
Kent State's very comfortable rotating a little bit early.
Yeah, and it looks like CMU just trying to push their way in.
I see that just devastating gun right there again. CMU really needs to push up on both sides or decide not to commit because they're going to lose more people being indecisive like this.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And we have seen playing Kent last round that numbers advantage matters quite a bit when playing them.
Yeah, it has been the deciding factor for a lot of fights because usually like in pro play and stuff like that, you can recover from a numbers disadvantage, but it's been the deciding factor for so many of these rounds, and now CMU is kind of confused, not really knowing where to go, and they're going to walk straight into Kent's Sentinel setup, which is really just going to give them away and give them lots of
30
comfort
seconds
rotating to see, because there isn't a lot of time left either.
And it looks like CMU, with the small amount of time, is going to quickly try to rotate back to B, leaving Kent scrambling to get back there again.
Not a long walk. But
Yeah.
they're trying their best to be a little bit unpredictable. Wall's gonna go down, and they're winning all of their fights.
Yeah, wow, beautiful to see there. And able to plant before running out of time. I really love this cat and mouse thing that CMU is doing here. Going back and forth just to keep Kim on their toes.
Unfortunately. Bimmel able to recover from that.
Wow.
Definitely shouldn't have been able to, but the reaction speed and the mechanical skill is just on point.
Yes, and we've been seeing it from Bimmel again and again here. Amazing to see. And already we're putting ourselves on the board here.
Putting ourselves on the board a lot sooner than last time, and that's really good to see. We're really adapting faster. And looks like we're gonna go for that 8 push again. Maybe with a little bit of a cipher alert.
Yeah, and that might be what Central needs since they're struggling to push down these corridors sometimes.
Like I said, if they go into A, they really need to split. They can't leave one avenue open but the other one closed. They have to kind of go together in a very coordinated manner, or they have to decide it's not worth it and back off. Because really what Hound should be doing here is trying to find like a good opportunity to rotate or go on a different site if things go south.
Yeah. And it looks like just trying to win our gunfights here. But unfortunately, getting kind of pinched here.
Really good timing there from Kent. There's just not much Central can do. Getting one there, another one coming out, but not sure if he expects it. They kind of go straight past each other.
Did they both miss each other?
Yeah.
Oh, that you don't see that often.
Bimmel cleaning that up.
Yeah.
Trade playing off here.
And actually, Central able to kind of recover from that a little bit. Now a 2v2.
Bimmel's a little low. BeefStroganoff's extremely low. They need to play together here.
It's gonna really come down to teamwork and a little bit of luck here.
Last player standing.
And that's without
enemy
the high
remaining.
HP, but now he has to play very carefully. Honestly, I wouldn't have peeked that. There was so much time left on the bomb.
Yeah, we have seen Central playing cat and mouse in the past, and I kind of wish we would have saw that more with BeefStroganoff there. He had the angles to be able to play around with that and keep it going a little bit longer to
Exactly. And
hopefully get the spike to go
he
off.
still had utility left, so he could have stalled for as much as possible, and that probably would have been the better play, but there's a lot of nerves, and you know, being so low HP, maybe he felt like he had to do something there.
Yeah. 1v3 here. 1v3. Starting to slowly get a gap here between scores, but CMU very able to easily recover this.
CMU is going to switch things up again, but try and go C, which isn't too protected, but they really need to play smart about it because there is a lot of utility from across the map.
Yeah.
I think Central's going to go and pop an ult, but just shut down.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that could really be a counter ult
Spike
for Neon,
down.
but
C.
Yeah.
can't stay doing whatever they have at their disposal.
Yeah, and unfortunate to see there that we kind of have to back off that site just due to the oppressive util.
There's just not much they can do. The bomb is in Kate's hands.
Yeah, they're kind of left scrambling here, having to figure out something to do.
It looks like Bimmel's gonna go for the Omen ult, and they're gonna grab the bomb, and they're gonna go A, but they're still at a numbers disadvantage, so they need to play together here. Bannable needs to back off. He does have his ult. I could put him in a pretty good position to play evenly.
Yeah, they definitely need to hold their angles here. That's going to be very important.
But do they know who the last Kent State member is?
Yeah, it really all comes down to...
Oh, and they're able to do it!
Yes. Bannable able to clean that up. Beautiful play there. Definitely get a little nerve-wracking to see, but yeah, able to kind of know where they were. So good call there from Bannable.
Yeah, really good play from Bimmel as well. Noticing that bomb hasn't been planted yet, he can still go get that ult orb and kind of change the fate of the round.
Yeah, and really good call there. Really good switch up and just really good communication that we've been seeing from CMU.
Yeah, it's one of the better ult utilizations that we've seen.
Yeah, and it looks like we're gonna just try to play more spread out right now. Maybe going for information before we group back together here.
Shock
Not
dart.
sure why Kent State is kind of picking unfavorable battles with these worst guns.
Yeah, it has been making some interesting decisions where some of them work and some of them
I have
not
the spike.
so much.
Central's kind of just at a standstill. They're trying to look for something that Kent State is definitely not willing to give them.
Yeah, I think Central here trying to get first blood, but not getting there quite yet.
Looks like Kent State's looking for some info. They know where they are now. They may have to full send it. Unfortunately,
Spike
he's
down
showing off
A.
stuck in that.
Yeah. And just like that, it is becoming a bloodbath here. A lot going on all at once.
Really good kill there from Bannable.
Yeah. And Hound able to get a kill here too.
Good utilization of his role. And now it looks a lot better for Central. Just
Yeah.
in a matter of a few seconds.
Yeah, I'm holding these angles really well. I'm kind of predicting where they're gonna be.
They have all the info that they need, and they've been really good at predicting where Kent State is.
Yeah, really trying to pick off this last Kent State person. Kind of interesting to me how Kent State was playing that. Just it seems like they were trying to desperately get as many kills as possible there, which is what you gotta do sometimes.
Looks like we still have that ult from Bannable, and now we have BeefStroganoff, and then we're gonna have Hounds all on the board. So there's a lot of tools that CMU can use now, and hopefully we kind of see it used in a similar manner as Bimmel's ult. Kind of get them out of a sticky situation instead of using it to start a confrontation, maybe to get out of it, maybe to like adapt and rethink their strategy.
And now that it's a 3-3, Central really can go anywhere from here. So it's gonna be really interesting to see if they are able to use that util well.
Hopefully BeefStroganoff doesn't get caught in that drone again.
It's you and me.
Good trade there. We're gonna see Bannable. It's all about aim there. He does not win.
Dang. Unfortunately, to see that ult not quite go in his favor.
Able to get the bomb down, but they have a really big wall between them and that next round.
Yeah, they really need to play together here, but there's so many angles to cover that it's gonna leave just Bimmel left.
One enemy remaining.
Killed.
ESC does know where he is.
Yeah.
And Bimmel's low on bullets. But he
Oh,
unfortunately falls for the bait.
yeah. Again, it seems like every once in a while CMU gets a little bit too impatient here.
I mean, it's a hard call to make there because he really could be on the bomb. So it's just unfortunate Bimmel didn't have more ability on hand to kind of handle that situation, because you could tell Central was definitely not expecting that round to go the way that it did.
Yeah.
So it really put a lot of the players in a weird predicament.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting to see just a couple of slip-ups here that unfortunately lost CMU the round. But again, our score is still really close. Still anybody's game, and we're going to see if they can change some things up in this round.
I think we're going to try and peek mid here into a very scary Marshall. Really good aim there by the Neon, and I think it's in CMU's best interest to kind of not contest that.
Yeah.
And he's just firing bullets like mad.
Shadows traveling.
Yeah, and we're seeing CMUs trying to stick together and push their way in, but it's going to be a struggle here.
Bannable falls, and they're kind of just sitting there. There's not much they can do. They're just being cleaned up. Really good shot through the stun, though, from BeefStroganoff.
Yeah. Unfortunately, just not quite able to do anything about that. Unfortunately, allowing that round to go into Kent. Still early enough game here, though. So I'm hoping that Central can try something new here.
Probably gonna see those ults finally in use after that round. Hopefully, we lose this next round. I feel like we should probably call it. We should probably try and cut it short, because the last few timeouts that we called, we didn't see much happening.
Yeah.
Now they kind of know their strengths and weaknesses playing against us. Maybe they're gonna try and contest the lead again. But a lot of Central players all over the map. And just getting caught in these predicaments where unfortunately someone unpeaks, but the other person is still peeking, and these fights are becoming a lot harder to manage.
Everyone hiding.
Yeah, Central really,
Cage trigger.
we've seen that they need to have very strong teamwork in order to win these rounds. And if Central is slipping up on that, it does seem like it's making them struggle more.
Stopping fire.
Looks like CMU is going to try and go for a close point. We do have Sova utility, so we could probably play for that, but we still need to take some Kent State members off the board if we even want to think of that happening.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Hound getting picked off.
Too many places to look.
Yeah, Central just really spread thin here.
Bannable do really good here. Trying to make
One enemy
just
remaining.
enough time
Last player standing.
Yeah.
for Stroganoff, and he has his ult. This is basically one.
Nowhere to run.
Yeah,
There's
so
nothing he can do.
Yeah, this will be able to allow enough time for the spike to go off, giving CMU that win.
Yeah, I mean, Stroganoff was really ready for it there. Honestly, I thought he was going to use the strap dart, but I didn't realize he had his ult on the board. So that was a pretty good call, and
Yep.
Bannable did super well at stalling as much as he could after
Yes.
Hound fell.
Yeah, again, when we see this incredible teamwork, CMU able to get these wins. Yeah, it's really just about keeping up on it and making sure every round they're going in with that same level of communication.
Yeah, so it looks like we're spread out again, kind of just feeling out every round. We don't really have an idea of where we're going before it happens, and we're gonna see Bannable kind of peak this on his own, and I'm not feeling quite sure about it.
Yeah, unfortunately, Cloud getting picked there.
We're gonna need Bannable for this entry, so after Cloud fell, so he's a prized asset to being able to get onto the next site.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, with it now being a 4v4, people are gonna have to spread themselves a little bit thinner now. Looks like they are playing together though, trying to stick together.
Looks like CMU is kind of inching towards C site.
Found you.
Unfortunately, a lot of players from Kent kind of waiting for
It's
that.
you and
But we
me.
do have that lurk from Hound, and we're gonna try and see this ISO alt get as much value as it can. Oof.
Spike down. C.
Unfortunately, just not quite there. And now the spike is in Kent's hand.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting play from Central. I just don't know if
Last
it quite
player
worked out
standing.
well.
30
And
seconds
now there's
left.
not much they can do.
Yeah, BeefStroganoff stuck, pinched between two players. Now it's a 4-6. Kent in the lead. But again, we are keeping this a lot closer than the last round. So I do still definitely have hope here. And we are getting closer to the half, so only a couple rounds. So I am really hoping that once that half happens that we can maybe see some really good defense from CMU and get that lead.
Yeah, it's really tricky because I understand CMUs want to try and get a pick, get an opening, but the players that should be doing this are not Cloud or Bannable. They are essential to being able to get onto the site. But it's just not ideal.
We are just seeing so much util being used here. Unfortunately, Central already down to 3 members.
We are on a stage, so we're just trying to get as much value as we can.
Gun here.
But Second State isn't really following trend with our stuff.
Yeah. Cloud on only 9 HP, trying to do what he can, hitting his shots.
Last
The new
player
gun
standing.
bandit.
Spike down A.
Yeah, and unfortunately, letting that fall into Kent's hand. But yeah, with the worse
Last
economy, I
round
can
in the
see
half.
that they were kind of stuck there with not much to do anymore.
Looks like this is the last round before the swap, which was sent by save last round. we do have maybe a game-changing ult from Bimmel there, but not much else besides a possible cloud ult that could help with entry. But we really need to see like teamwork here because splitting off is just getting us picked off one by one, and it's not doing anything for us.
Taking cover.
Yeah, I agree. And oh, unfortunately there.
Really good positioning there from Kimmel. Definitely did not expect it.
Yeah. And I think it's already throwing a CMU off of their game a little bit, getting picked so early.
Central is going to be able to get some here and there. It isn't enough.
Yeah. Really needing to hold these angles here.
Last player
Needing to
standing.
play well, but unfortunately just not able to do enough.
Yeah, and honestly, Kent State had that round, whether we lost
Switching
those plays or
sides.
not. They had that Killjoy lockdown that would have forced everyone off of site, and it's like re-entering and doing it from square one. That would have been really hard to recover from.
Yeah, so now about to go into the half pistol round again. We still have not won a pistol round, so really hoping we can get that here because we have been just giving them the numbers by losing these pistol rounds that we should be winning a little bit more.
Interesting to see that CMU was kind of mirroring what Kent State was doing in a sense, putting Cypher kind of responsible for the left hand of the map, and then the rest of the team rotates as needed. So it'll be unfortunate if Kent State messes up on that. Really good first kill from Bimmel there. And kind of have an idea of where they want to go. Really good smoke, but doesn't hold them off for long.
Yeah, and with these pistol rounds, it does sometimes really come down to
Planted.
who has the better shot, who has the better angle. And it's going to be really interesting to see what these teams are going to do.
Personally, Kent State member expecting it, but Cloud's really good on his reaction speed there. He's able to capitalize off the rounds hit. And they're just going to shut them down.
Yeah. Beautiful work that we're seeing here from Central. And just like that,
We got that pistol round you were speaking of.
yes, we finally got that pistol round and it went beautifully. Really good to see that we are able to successfully get a pistol round.
That makes it very likely that we make it 6-8. That would close the gap even further.
Yes, definitely. And I would love to see that here. Keeping it close, keeping both of these teams on their toes.
Just as long as we don't give the wrong gun into Kent State's hands, because there's so many guns on the board that if given to like the Neon, that could be really detrimental to CMU's defense and what they're working towards.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like Central playing pretty spread out. And playing more together here.
So, I'm just positioning. I don't really expect them.
Oh! Yeah, very interesting. Bimmel able to use that to get a pick, but it is traded.
Spike planted.
Kent State kind of going for the B-side because they do have a weapons disadvantage. Using these stingers and stuff are a lot better with close encounters, so that's what they're trying to push CMU into giving.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it is a 2v3 here. Both teams kind of are going to struggle with this.
And Cloud just has to take it so slow.
Last player standing.
Oh, and unfortunately, getting picked right there. Not expecting that angle. Really unfortunate to see how CMU played that there.
Yeah, so we're going to see CMU probably go on a save. And hopefully that does not give another round to Kent State. It is likely.
Yeah.
Unless we really don't peek any angle alone. It is so severe.
Yes. Yeah, Kent really hitting their shots these past few rounds. Making it quite hard for CMU to do stuff here.
And they're putting themselves in positions that make it really hard for Central to shoot them. Unfortunately, we're deciding to just kind of run in there because we don't have much to lose on a save round.
Yeah.
We're not being as conservative.
Unfortunate to see that Hound not quite expecting that there.
Last player
Yeah, and
standing.
with that
Spike planted.
None of
guns advantage,
Yeah.
Bimmel able to take him down as he usually does.
Yeah, unfortunately, a couple members here from Central
Go, go, go.
not really ready for at all, which is really unfortunate that it leaves it all to Bimmel to clean up.
Bimmel has to waste so much time clearing every angle, every corner, just to get the site, and the bomb is taking down.
Yeah, and just like that, it is now a 5-10. This gap is getting bigger. I think that CMU really needs a call a timeout right about now.
Yeah, it is getting to that point, but perhaps they'll call it after a full buy round where they feel very comfortable.
Mhm.
Oh, no, we are going to go to that
yeah,
timeout.
okay. Yeah. I'm glad they called it here. Yeah, it is getting quite close to match point. So it definitely is we're seeing Central trying out some new things and nothing's quite working here. We're seeing sometimes them going into rounds with really strong teamwork, working together to check all the angles, and other times we're not really seeing that. So it's really unfortunate.
I know, and we're not really seeing why CMU chose Haven out of all maps. We're not seeing the confidence that much. We're not seeing any specific or unique gameplay. So they really need to take advantage of the fact Haven has so many corners. Haven has 3 sites. It's really hard to defend. It should be their utmost priority to try and fill any gaps in their defense right now.
Yeah, I agree 100%. But hopefully that timeout was able to give them some insights on what they should change going into this next round. Because, again, we only have 3 rounds until match point if Kent is able to win these. So Central definitely kind of having that pressure start to form.
Really good first pick there. It is important to note that while CMU called the timeout, it does also give Kent State an opportunity to revise their technique.
Yeah, definitely. And that is the one thing that kind of sucks is, yeah, Kent can go into this and be like, we're also going to change up this, this, and this. So you never really know what to expect after a timeout. You're seeing so much util being used here.
Hound stuck on site.
Yeah, now it is a 2v3 here. Both teams just, getting hit. Looks like CMU just trying to figure out where they should go next. Unfortunately getting picked off before they're able to make that decision.
Not a lot of opportunities there for CMU to kind of get onto the fight. Harbor is a really hard agent to counter, and the only agent that probably could fell early in the game, so Central really needs to prioritize their lives here. It is not worth going into a 1v5 just to potentially save the site.
Yeah, I agree. It is interesting the way that Central keeps doing that. And it almost comes down to, like, agent picks. I do wonder if this is the best agent setup for Haven here that they've chosen.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like the Omen picks from Bannable, they get more value because we have a little bit more utility because ISO isn't the most team-playing agent that you could pick. He is very self-sufficient. So it makes it a lot harder for Central to kind of play with him. But Omen, on the other hand,
Spike
could have
planted.
had a double
Last
smoke,
player standing.
would have made defense a lot easier.
Yeah, so it's really interesting to just see, just think about it. Think about all the different agents we have. And, yeah, unfortunately, maybe Central just did not choose the ones that stack up quite right for Kent here.
No more. My ultimate is
Let's
ready.
get that pick there from Bimmel.
Yeah, and there's just not much Bimmel can do here.
Yeah, having to check multiple angles. Fortunately, getting unlucky, but again, it keeps coming down to Bimmel being the only one left. And yes, Bimmel can hit his shots. Yes, he can get a couple more picks, but he can't always handle a 3v1. It's really hard to overcome that.
Right, and we're kind of going into match point with a half bye, which isn't the best condition, but it's the only condition we can work with right now. And We have 4 ults on the board, so we should not be hesitant at all
Yeah.
to use them. I feel like we're being very hesitant and very scared when
Mhm.
we know what's on the other side.
Yeah. And already like that we have a trade. It is, yeah, I do hope that Central just full out goes for this because this is the last round of
Spike down mid.
they're not able to do anything. And already it is a 3v3.
Surprising that Kent State was just ready for a close encounter.
One enemy remaining.
Hound able to get that good kill there.
Finally gonna see an ult used by CMU, but there is only 1 player left, so it's a little questionable if it was necessary.
Yeah, luckily still having our other ults online for when we hopefully win this round. Able to not let them win the game here. Unfortunately, we're getting picked here.
The thing that happened differently in this round is, you know, there was a different angle taken that they did not expect whatsoever. And, you know, it's stuff like that that you can do. You can't always replicate it. It's then they're looking for it. So you need to find a good balance of playing to the book and
30
also
seconds
being
left.
spontaneous. But in this case, I think we've got it in the bag.
Yep. And that did almost become too close to call there. I was a little scared about that. Kent State able to get quite a few kills there before they're able to finally pick off the last player.
It's so stressful just looking at the match point that's there and being reminded.
Yeah, again, like Central cannot afford to lose a round. Because they will unfortunately will be end game if they do.
Like I said, we still have more ults on the board. Bannable is going to have one soon. We're playing a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
Probably more aggressive than we should. There looks like it's going to be a C hit.
Yeah, and everybody is just rushing in here.
There's no hesitation.
Yeah, and it is just crazy util. I think both teams are kind of panicking a little bit.
Yeah, and we're going to see ults just being popped here and there. Bannable hopefully able to win in this ult. Not able to do it, and that
Attackers win.
closes out Haven for Central versus Kent State.
Yeah. Really unfortunate to see a Bannable on this agent where your util causes you to have a 1v1 and him not really being able to win those. Yeah, I don't know quite if they're playing around with agents or what yet, but I would hope to see that switched up in the future.
Yeah, I'm not quite so sure about Bannable on that role because he has so much more value on other ones, and we did not see any value from any ISO ult. But in the end, it was a good effort, and we saw some glimmers of hope here and there. So, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think we have seen some great teamwork through these different rounds. We see them working together, and we see it working really well. But we also see sometimes Central getting a little bit too eager to get that first kill, to pop out and try to lower the ranks of Kent. And it was kind of punishing for them, unfortunately.
Yeah. It was kind of like a seesaw. Like, they would be too aggressive and too bloodthirsty, or they'd be too scared and they didn't want to do anything. We just need to find a good balance.
Yeah.
But hopefully, we see that next week on Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Yes, so please tune in. Please keep watching us. Central will have some time to regroup, practice, and we're hoping to see what they can improve for them.
Yeah, so have a good night.
Yeah, thank you for watching.